Welcome in the Business Growth Support Podcast stage. Today, we're joined by Joshua D. Johnson from Northwestern Mutual. It's a pleasure having you here.
It's great to be here, Victor.
What is your story in a nutshell?
My father was a business owner when I was growing up. He was in the construction world, and we were doing fantastic financially when my family and I were growing up. And then that all changed when he got some bad news. He was diagnosed with cancer, and he fought that for years and years and years. He was in remission from that. Then he got hit with it again and fought it for years and ended up passing away from it. And the reason I'm saying that is that situation went from night to day, from day to night, right? Everything was fantastic, and then all of a sudden everything was terrible, and my family and I were on food stamps because of it. And now what I've done is I made it my mission to try and get to folks before those types of situations happen. I want to get a business owners to individuals, and not just for their sake, but also for their kids' sake, because I was in the situation of the receiving end of, hey, the kids and the parents not planning for something like that.
What does your Northwestern Mutual do?
Well, really what it is there's a defensive side to financial planning and an offensive side to financial planning. Traditionally, when you're talking with an advisor, they're usually going to do one or the other, right? They're just going to talk to you about defense, or they're just going to talk to you about the offense. They're just going to talk to you about retirement planning, or they're just going to talk to you about like insurance and stuff like that. What we do is we've integrated both. So we're full comprehensive wealth planners. We help folks on the defensive side and the offensive side, and we've integrated both sides into a fully comprehensive integrated financial planning or wealth planning.
What is the major shift are you seeing in the industry right now?
If you're talking from an investment standpoint, I'll say that a lot of funds have started to shift heavily into the AI market. And that's why everyone's talking about there being a bubble, right? And it's about to burst and the market's about to crash and everything like that. And I think that a lot of these large funds, whether it's the S&P 500 or all these mutual funds and ETFs, have kind of shifted and over-shifted into the technology market, right? The technology market was going fantastic. That's where everyone was getting the best rate of returns. But I think that overall, you want to make sure that you're diversified, right? If we're in multiple asset classes, is to where you're going to make sure that you're mitigating risk in the best possible way, but also getting the highest rate of return you possibly can.
That's very interesting. From your perspective, what is the best way to grow your business in your niche?
My team and I focus on 3 areas. We focus on the construction world because my father and most of my team has some sort of relation in that world. In the construction world, custom home building or the trades, plumbing, HVAC, and stuff like that. The next industry that we focus on is the medical field. So that's specialists, surgeons, chiropractors, dentists, and stuff like that. We really understand their benefit structure very well, and our products have the best definition behind them as it relates to an insurance product. What I mean by that is a lot of physicians out there, they're going to have our product because our definition behind the product is the best. And then the third industry we focus on is the attorney space. We understand our attorney and law practice owners. We understand how their brains work and how we can best serve them.
How you see the AI wave shaping the industry?
So a lot of companies, my company included, has actually started to create their own products when it comes to AI. So, we have our own product now, does its own notes. So if we're doing a virtual call, it can record that call and do notes for us, which makes everything so much more efficient. We used to have multiple people on the call, one person taking notes, the other person asking questions, engaging with the client, making sure that they're taken care of. The other person's taking notes. So nowadays we can be as efficient as possible, having one person engaging with the client, making sure that they're taken care of, giving really good eye contact, everything like that. And in the background, AIs take notes and making sure that, we're being as efficient as possible.
Do you have a final advice or wise words for our audience?
Yeah, I think the biggest word of advice. So I got interviewed with the paper here in the city I work in, and one of the quotes they really enjoyed was, the earlier you invest, the less you have to invest. I didn't hear that anywhere, coin that term, but the earlier you invest, the less you have to, because of compounding growth and the rule of 72.